the universe undoubtedly extended, empowering out and out more first-rate length. After this period, it persevered to develop, however, at a more languid expense. In the quit, it changed over into the universe we concentrate on as of late, that is the inflationary hypothesis of the collectible cosmic impact, the most prominent and generally saw speculation of how the universe started. Anyway, for a couple of physicists, this head theory does no longer precisely paint the development of our universe. See ed. The universe existed before that, stretching out endlessly into the past as well as into the future. Even as the universe is expanding these days, it became contracting ahead of time than the enormous detonation. In this view, the enormous detonation isn't really a bang as a jump, a second even while the contracting universe exchanged ways and headed out to make once more. As laid out through their hypothesis, the universe might have to sidestep with proceeded with improvement, dissuaded by a breakdown inside the some far future, then another leap. Some physicists proposed this may be endless. This horrible circumstance, the standard cosmological view, in which the entire matter originated with a huge bang, is also a difficult circumstance. The hypothesis of how things arrive to advance that something can't rise out of nothing. Adding to the stress, the James Webb Telescope has made alarming disclosures conflicting with the idea that the enormous detonation might be thought of as the start of the universe. These discoveries convey up the inquiry. If the huge explosion wasn't the start of the universe, then what was? Should the universe in the long run start with a detour or something most certainly unmistakable? The idea that the universe had a start or an evening with no yesterday, as it became originally analyzed, gets back to George Lemaitre in 1927. Simultaneously, it's far from a less than ideal circumstance to show that the universe probably had a start. That length of cost history has barely anything to do with the hot broad bang that portrayed our basic universe. However, exceptional area subject matter experts, or even a minority of experts, regardless of the reality, live with conviction that the enormous bang denotes the earliest reference point of all that matters. Considered the definition is out of the enormous explosion, it isn't the introduction of life as we may be mindful of these days. In truth, there may be a ton of proof highlighted in a non-singular start of our universe. We never showed up at these ends, dependent generally upon no prominent endo or over-the-top temperatures. Our universe is great, characterized by means of an inflationary length that occurred previously, the enormous explosion. The enormous detonation is the final result of what passed off inside the bearing of the culmination of progress during improvement. The universe altered into most certainly void, no garbage, independent of no photons, just void. The region space itself became loaded with a gigantic amount of strength at each spot. This power changed over time, reaching out in a rapid and resolved design. As the universe delayed, those adjustments relaxed to monstrous augmentations while newbound scale adjustments were made to zenith. This superposition of insecurities all through scales is a describing component of cosmological expansion. It's for inconsistent reasons, not purposeful. If you lived in an expanding universe, you might potentially find close by locals where an expansion arrived at an end, or the region among you and them delayed persistently. In short, you could attempt to acquire what takes place nearer to the start of a huge effect before that area disappeared practically from view. It incorporates a small neighborhood taking all things into account, probability no more prominent than a human great hamster ball, anyway probably impressively bigger. The power capability of the area then gets changed over into be counted, furthermore radiation. This change happens quickly, taking structure rapidly yet not promptly, because the energy shut up itself changes over into flume and some photons and more. The temperature rapidly expands from only a couple of degrees above outright zero to maybe around 20 Kelvin throughout the indistinguishable rapid time period. Due to the enormous level of energy adjusted, all that activity is near the speed of light. All particles go about as radiation with colossal strength, whether massless or gigantic. This change is called warming, denoting the finish of progress and furthermore the beginning of the degree alluded to as the new enormous bang. As progress continues, you'll witness a colossal substitute from all past circumstances. When the current enormous detonation starts, the expanding universe fast dials back. After the secret picture of progress in an inflationary universe, the spot expands absolutely with more prominent and expanded way regions strolling ceaselessly. Even as progress closes and the new enormous bang gets going and advances more, farther areas will subside from you to an always developing certificate. Continuously, as time advances, the piece of the universe in which improvement closes sees the augmentation cost drop, while the expanding areas surrounding it see no such drop. Under augmentation, the space to any object should double after a particular length, and while that equivalent measure of time slips by, that distance duplicates once more endlessly. Once the huge explosion begins, this alteration since the expanding universe eases back down after the underlying second of improvement before the enormous detonation, you may experience improvement clearing off with adjoining regions. Those areas where improvement closures will load up with antimatter and radiation and make greater more slowly than the as-yet developing locals, leaving you in the expanding neighborhood as a standard organization within spacetime. Those areas in which intensity, enormous bangs get uprise as far away from elite places where improvement keeps. Because of this, they'll expediently subside from one another's view within the standard inflationary picture. Because of this, the improvement charge changes. There may be a little gamble that any universes with separate warm huge bangs will ever cooperate. The area where we come to live gets rather fortunate, and improvement arrives at an end for us. The power normal for space itself gets changed over to an intense, dense, and nearly uniform expanse of particles with the number 1 blemish and further takeoffs from consistency concerning the quantum changes that existed and were relaxed across the universe faster or later of advancement. The high-quality energy quantum fluctuations correspond at first to overdense regions, while the awful energy fluctuations get converted into most importantly under regions. Those include the seeds of huge structures. We can't see those thickness fluctuations lately, as they had been even as the universe most importantly went by means of the intense broad bang. There are no noticeable engravings we can get admission to from that early span. Subsequent to going through extra affiliations, we can extrapolate back to figure out the underlying thickness vacillations, tracking down something consistent with the story of cosmic improvement. The temperature vacillations are engraved inside the inestimable microwave record, CMB, presenting proof of how the enormous detonation began. Yet there are different irregularities most of the CMB and our cutting-edge form of cosmology. We're missing something, and individuals can be summed up in 4 irregularities. First, on chiefly tremendous scales, the universe isn't generally acting as anticipated. The light from the CMB is being lensed by means of our Among Us and the CMB. That means the depend behaves like an enormous focal point, bending and changing over the plentifulness of the gentle in the return of it. The volume of this lensing isn't continuously predictable with our bleeding-edge model, representing a high-quality mission for custody. Besides, the different sides of the equator of the CMB sky have one feigned normal temperature, clashing with the assumption for consistency inside the universe's earliest degree. The possibility that the universe should have started dependably results in various irregularities. Third, the expense of the Hubble constant, which describes how fast the universe is expanding, changes depending on whether we measure it from the astronomical microwave noteworthy past CMB or from neighboring stars. All in all, those abnormalities proposed we are inadequate with something fundamental by the way we decide on the universe. One proposed arrangement comes from circle quantum cosmology, which begins from circle quantum gravity. On the structure of life in circle quantum cosmology, there's a littlest size of spot, the board scale or 1.0 by 10 to the power of minus 35. This approach implies the inner enormous bang couldn't exist in a universe depicted through this rule. As an alternative, the universe should by no means come to a limitlessly little dense issue near the huge explosion. In circle quantum cosmology, while the universe became tiny, quantum rectifications anticipated a frightful strain causing a leap on the other hand of a peculiarity. This shows that our universe might have begun from a first universe that contracted after which broadened all over again, similar to a phoenix rising from the cinders. While the idea of an enormous skip isn't absolutely new all the time, circle quantum cosmology gives a numerical structure to help its cyclic time. Very much like the possibility of an enormous jump, it is moreover situated in H cosmology, including in a similar manner to this thought. If circle quantum cosmology is right, the early universe may have had a gentle energy and thickness. This current circumstance ought to alter the CMB, showing up as gentle varieties in temperature all throughout the sky. These varieties measured through the quality-energy range offer enormous proof of the universe's foundation, further guiding the chance of a leap. Ordinary circle quantum cosmology offers a compelling and open door to the ultramodern huge explosion variant, possibly settling a portion of the drawn-out status irregularities in cosmology and providing bits of knowledge into the origins of the universe. It additionally shows the significance of being prepared for one-of-a-kind five edges and able to say something, the spirit to be fair and high-numbering. Concerning, as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the cosmos and the theories that attempt to explain its origins and evolution, we encounter a rich tapestry of ideas and discoveries that challenge our understanding of the universe's beginnings. The significance of these discoveries extends beyond the realm of theoretical physics. If proven, they could reshape our entire understanding of the universe, its origins, and its ultimate fate. The idea of a universe that expands and contracts in an endless cycle, rather than having a definitive beginning or end, challenges the conventional notion of time and space. It suggests that the universe is far more complex and mysterious than we can currently comprehend. As we continue to explore the cosmos with advanced tools like the James Webb Telescope, we may uncover more evidence that either supports or refutes these revolutionary theories. The pursuit of knowledge in this field is ongoing, and each new discovery brings us closer to understanding the true nature of our universe. In conclusion, the concept that the universe might not have started with a singular event, like the Big Bang, but rather is part of a never-ending cycle, opens up a fascinating new perspective on cosmology. It raises profound questions about the nature of reality, the passage of time, and the very fabric of the cosmos. As scientists continue to investigate, the answers we seek might not only change our view of the universe but could also redefine our place within it.